Alright, there it goes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of my show on my channel. I've been trying to come up with a good name for my show, other than whatever the hell this is, which is a stupid name. And obviously it was never meant to be the permanent name of the show. So I'm gonna try it. I'm trying out a couple different titles. I think I'm gonna start out with, well, I'm gonna try one. If I like it, I'll stick with it. If not, I'll change it. I'll try a couple. But I picked one for now that I want to stick with. So I'm going to call this show, my show, The Disgruntled Believer with Moshe Kaufman. So we'll see how that name fits. We'll see if it stays, if it works out, if it flows with if it has good chi and good energy, and we'll find out. But so welcome to the first officially named, but actually like probably 29th video in the series, The Disgruntled Believer. I am your host, Moshe Kaufman, aka The Disgruntled Believer, and welcome to my show, I guess. Well, you've seen my show before, but this is the new title. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff to talk about. One thing so let's just jump right in. I figure, no reason to beat around the bush. I actually went to synagogue this week after a month. I was gonna go a couple times, but then I got sick, and I couldn't make it. And then, a couple times where, I was away on trip with family, holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, all that stuff. We don't celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Hanukkah. That's what I'm saying. I went to a Christmas party. I went to my brother's fiance's Christmas party with her family and him, obviously. That was cool. We played this game called White Elephant, or maybe it was called Secret Santa. No, I think it was called White Elephant. It's called White Elephant. Secret Santa's a different thing. I've never done White Elephant before. I barely even knew what it was. Like, in the middle, I had to be like, can I take it? How does this work? But it was fun. If anybody that doesn't know, and I'm sure you all do, White Elephant is this game where, I guess it's for Christmas, you buy a bunch of, silly, weird, ridiculous gifts for people, and then you put them on a table, and then the game is that somebody has to pick one. I think you can only pick one, and then you can steal 2 items that someone else had picked, if you want. Not you could take 2 items, but you have 2 chances to steal someone else's item if you really want. I got this it's so weird. It's basically like beer pong, but with these big bucket-sized things, and the balls are like big fuzzy, like not koosh balls, but they're like big fuzzy cotton balls. And I thought, oh, that'll be fun for Muffin, right? For my little guy, my little kitty cat. Well, he immediately ripped one of the little balls to shreds. So we're like, oh yeah, this is not gonna work. He's not gonna play with it. He's just gonna rip it up and leave a mess everywhere. So, anyway, but that's not what I want to really get into and talk about, obviously. This is not the main thing I want to talk about, but this is something I saw. I saw a post, from Oprah talking about the people that were killed at the Bondi Beach massacre, and, I'm sorry. I know people really like Oprah, but she's such a fucking disappointment. I mean, she's such a fucking letdown. Okay, so the way that she wrote about this was just, she said, I'm in Australia vacationing. She goes, but it's kind of hard, and my this is not exactly the words she said. If you want to get the exact quote, go look it up. I don't remember, and I didn't write it down. But it's basically like, I'm trying to enjoy my vacation here in Australia, but it's so hard because, thinking about the 15 people who were lost at Bondi Beach. Does she hear it the way it sounds? Is she really that tone deaf? So, but first of all, to start off, she didn't even mention the fact that the victims were Jews, that they were killed because they were Jews, and that they were killed attending a Jewish event the first day of Hanukkah. It was a beach party for the Jewish community of Bondi to celebrate the first night, the first day of Hanukkah, which, was the whole point of it. That was the reason for the event in the first place. When two Islamo supremacist scumbags, terrorists, murderers, just worthless trash, bottom of the barrel scum of the earth, showed up and murdered 15 people, started shooting people. They wound up murdering 15 people, including an 80, I think she said they were either 80 or like even older. I think she may have even been 87. An 87-year-old female Holocaust survivor, and a sweet 10-year-old girl named Matilda. And, I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's disgusting. There's no words to fully encapsulate the horror. But, I mentioned that, right? Well, why bother, right, Oprah? They're just Jews. It doesn't matter, they're Jews. It's not like they were black. I mean, black power, right? Represent. Stand up for the people, power of the people. And by the way, I'm not mocking anybody when I do that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or mocking. I mean, hell, some of my greatest heroes in the world are civil rights leaders. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. These are some of my biggest heroes. Like forever. I read the biography. I remember Malcolm X when I was in high school. But even before that, I saw the movie with Denzel Washington, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Just the opening scene alone is freaking epic. Oh, God, I love it. He's like, Plymouth, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. And he's so many great quotes. And then he goes, African American? You think that you're African American? You're not an American. You are not an American, and I am not an American. We are part of the 25 million black men and women who were the victims of America. It's one of the great quotes he got. He goes, talk about freedom and democracy. Well, you go down to the cotton fields, Georgia. I ain't seen no freedom, no democracy out there. What about the inner cities where the government fills our neighborhoods with crime and drugs and violence? I ain't seen no democracy down there. Oh, God, I love that movie. Malcolm X was the shit, dog. Oh, fucking love him. I love that movie as well. Oh, God, fucking R.I.P., man. R.I.P. Dude, Malcolm X is my dog, bro. I rolled Malcolm X. Hell yeah. Malcolm X, MLK. Fuck yeah. Anyway, now that I've gone on my weird little rant about that, Yeah, but so anyway, so she didn't bring it up, Oprah didn't mention that. There was like a video, I'm wearing a tub, so sorry we sound professional, but I'm gonna go check, make sure it doesn't overflow. Alright, now I'll finish up this video and then I'll take a bath. You didn't need to know that, probably. Probably should edit that out if I knew how to edit. Anyway. Yeah, so like, oh, yeah, so she has a pattern of this shit, though. Because previously, years ago, she did a segment on her show, about an Orthodox Jewish, family, in Crown Heights, particularly, like, oh, a surprise coming from Crown Heights, they're Chabad, duh, the Lubavitch, which is, they're part of the Chabad Lubavitch. Those are the movement has two separate names. Chabad refers to the group's philosophy, and Lubavitch is like the place name, the group's title, if you will, because they originally came from the town of Lubov, in Russia, which is how all the Hasidic dynasties work. That's why people are like, why are there such strange names? Well, because they're named after the towns that they came from in Europe. That's why. But anyway, so but the thing is about this family, they were black, they're African Americans, and Oprah's interviewing them, and it's like she wanted it to be racist. She was like, she kept asking all these like, but do you feel really welcome by the community? Or do you feel like you're truly, fully accepted? It's like, because what she wanted, apparently, was them to go, well, like, it's really hard because, like, we're black and we live in a white community and, yeah, we do feel marginalized and blah, blah, blah. What she doesn't seem, and what a lot of people don't understand, is that in Judaism, amongst Jews, we don't see race. And I don't mean that in, like, the sort of woke, I don't see race. No, I mean, like, it doesn't matter to us. Like, if you're a Jew, you're a Jew. We love all people. I mean, obviously, we don't only love Jews, but, it's like with family. Obviously, you love your family, more than just some random person you just met, right? So the same thing with Jews. All Jews, well, not every single individual, but majority, I would think, of Jews, to a certain extent, we all see each other as like family, like we don't see black Jews, white Jews, Asian Jews. We might say that, like, if we're trying to describe something, like, to somebody, like if we're talking about like the Jews of China, or the Jews of like the Jews the Jews from Uganda, which there's a tiny little Jewish community from Uganda, the Jews from Ethiopia, etc. That's how, in that sense, we would describe them by their, I don't want to say their race, but by their national origin. And yeah, we have intermixed with, people throughout our long history, and have intermarried and had converts. People convert, assimilate. I mean, my mom was a convert. So, but it's like, and she never got it, by the way. She never got that coveted racism that she was looking for. Then, even earlier than that, even years before that, she had this weird lady on her show who was clearly not all there, and this lady claimed to be Jewish, and that she came from a Hasidic Jewish background. I think she said that she was from a Hasidic background, and that she personally witnessed, and was even, I think at one point she said she was even forced to participate in ritual acts of ritual murder, this is part of a infamous, possibly the most vicious and vile anti-Semitic lie against Jewish people, and it's so old too. It's an old accusation. It's an old lie. It's this concept that we Jews kidnap non-Jewish children, and then kill them, and then use their blood to bake matzahs, which are the special flatbreads we make for Passover, which is so stupid. I mean, so obviously not true. First of all, something that is always brought up, two big things are always brought up about that. One, that were true, why are not all matzahs completely red or brown, the way you would expect something with blood in it to look, right? Also, the fact that our very life source, the Torah, the Old Testament, the Bible, says explicitly we are forbidden from consuming any form of blood. Now, unlike the Jehovah's Witness people, we understand that to mean like actually consuming it, like drinking it, not getting a blood transfusion. That's not in Judaism. We get blood transfusions. That's not what the passage means. It just means you can't drink blood, which why would you want to? But so it's strictly forbidden. In fact, that's why kosher meat is so salty, because there's a process, very long, grueling process, where you have to get all the blood out of the meat before you can cook and serve it, because you're not allowed to consume blood, of any blood. So yeah, that's interesting. But anyway, this woman went on TV and on Oprah, and she's a lunatic, and she made up this whole ridiculous story, and people have debunked her. I even read a thing where someone that knew her like fairly personally, but hadn't seen her for a while, saw her on TV and had coffee with her, and was like, "Why did you say that stuff? None of those things are true. Why did you say all that? Like, this is ridiculous." And if I recall, Oprah didn't even try to push back against it. She was just like, "Ooh, that's very interesting." Can you imagine if somebody went on there, like on that show, and was like, "Well, I'm a geneticist, and I've proven from genetics that black people are inferior to white people. It's the science." Do you think that, like, Oprah would just stand there and be like, "Oh, it's very interesting," without pushing back on it? But no, it's Jews, fuck them. Who cares? They're not important. But, so, and then, like, the comment that she made about about the Bondi Beach thing, just the way she put it, "Oh, it's really hard to enjoy my vacation, in the shadow of what happened." Oh, okay, Oprah. Well, I'm sorry that, the brutal and vicious murder of our people put a cramp in your holiday, but, what a dumb thing, what a stupid thing to say. I mean, come on. Now, I don't think Oprah's an anti-Semite. I don't think she hates Jews, nothing like that. I just think she's thick. Like, she's really thick. She's talented. I guess. I don't think she's that talented, but, she's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, so that's for sure. The other thing I want to talk about is what's been going on in Iran. That's crazy. So, without getting into too much detail, just to give a little recap, or not recap, but just a quick little overview. So, Iran is the most central, I'd say, supporter, an exporter and bankroller of Islamo-supremacist terrorism all around the world. And they are a Shia Muslim nation, and they're the world's only Shia state. Not for long, but their goal is they want to, like, just like all the crazy Islamo supremacists, they want to make Islam the single pardon me. They want to make it they want to make Islam, the only world religion, and create a global caliphate, and all that, of course. But Iran specifically wanted to be the world leader of the Shia Muslims. And in that aim, they exported and bankrolled terror groups all around the world to try and reach that goal. Plus, they wanted dominance and supremacy in the Middle East, and all of that stuff. And it's been like that for decades, and seemingly with no end. Now, all of a sudden, just like that, the people of Iran are standing up and fighting back, and they're winning, and they're taking their country back from the regime. They just had enough, finally. I may be getting some of these details wrong, but from what I understand, the thing that sparked this off was I think it's what it is that, and you can fact check me on this if I get it wrong, see if I got this correctly, but basically there is inflation, I guess, massive inflation, and people can't afford basic necessities. Like, I think I read, like, I think it said like a third or so, maybe, of Iranians are gonna be out of water in, like, pretty soon, and there's no money and no infrastructure to help. And the reason is because Iran would rather prefer to spend their money funding terror and spreading violence throughout the world more than they cared about, or even now do care about, more than they do care about currently, about helping their own people. And the people they're done. They're pissed. And it's so funny to see some of the pro, the pro-jihadi, people defending Iran, or the regime. I saw this one thing where this comment, somebody's like, oh, the Shah was so corrupt, and he did this, and he did that, and he did this and that. Iran is strong, and, now we have a powerful, proud Islamic government, and we're very proud that we don't let the rest of the world tell us what to do, or how to, run our society, and, all that stuff. And she basically was like, all the people cheering for the Shah, and the Crown Prince, Pahlavi, to return to rule Iran. Those people are anti-Iran, and it's like, I think she even said, like, we loved Pahlavi, he was awesome. Or no, sorry, we hated Pahlavi, he was the worst. Okay, well, let's look at that. To my knowledge, Pahlavi never tried to establish a worldwide Islamo-supremacist caliphate, nor did he, as far as I know, ever, let's say, I don't want to say the actual word, but let's just say the number 6. He never tried to traffic children, and make money off of that. Let's see, he never funded the cultivation of poppies to create heroin and make money that way through drugs and making partnerships with, gang members and big, big drug dealers all over the world. Let's see. Pahlavi's government never hung women as a punishment for showing their hair in public. And not even showing their hair, but just not even wearing the hijab, even a little bit, just like wearing it just a little bit incorrectly. And they kill them. They kill them for that. And now women all over risking their lives, throwing off their hijabs, showing their hair, being in defiance. Millions of people are rising up, and the regime is actually getting its butt beat pretty bad, which is amazing. Because, like, all my life, it's always just been, oh, Iran's, like, it's that crazy, radical country. It'll probably never change, but, actually, I'm gonna have to make this, like, a two-parter, guys, so, I'll be back with part 2 in just a little bit. Alright, and we'll finish up.